20 years ago, 20 years later, where we are in terms of resource investment, and now we're making the right investments? Because, I mean, these issues come up. You know, at the heart of the poverty debate is, are we making the right investments? You know, someone can be good-natured and they can write a big check, but are those checks really impacting lives beyond the pages of newspapers?
I think, you know, that if you look, and I know you watch it, if you look at what we do with the effort to drive the change that we're driving in workforce, we're very transparent and we report on numbers. The first thing we did is we create a baseline and then we report on numbers. I think what happens in the excitement of the large investment, the large donation, whether it's a corporation, a foundation, whatever it is, it's never followed up with, here's our baseline and here's how we're going to measure the impact of this investment. And so it's wonderful and it's exciting, and there's a ribbon cut and there's millions of dollars, and then at the end of the day, in five years or 3 years, there isn't anyone that can actually say, as a result of this, this happened. And I don't understand why that's so hard. It's like, if you're going to make a big investment, why can't you draw a line in the sand and say, this is what we're looking to change, this is how we're going to measure whether or not we're making that change. And oh, by the way, if it's not happening, we're going to reset and start over instead of just spending all of the money. I mean, that's what you do in business, right? I mean, us three wouldn't be in business if we didn't look at our business that way, right? I mean, we can say, oh, we'd love to sell to so-and-so, but if they don't want to buy from us and we, you know, call on them for 5 years and we waste the time doing that, we don't get ahead. And then I think the other thing that you know, you have the governor's ear, right? You've got the county exec here. So if you Google the poverty number in the state of Michigan, it comes up with a number. But you know what that number is? It's only based on U.S. citizens that live in the state of Michigan. So how realistic is that number, right? And then we all know, everyone in business knows this, whatever published number it is, double it and that's your real number, because that's just reality of what it is. So let's start with some real basics. What's going to be our baseline for the poverty number? How are we going to drive change at the state level? And then all of the municipalities, including Detroit, to say we're going to count poverty not just on U.S. citizens, because that's not reflective of the United States anymore. And here's the one I'd really like to see them add. When they post that poverty number, I'd like a separate category that says how many individuals that fall in that category already have a job or 2 jobs. Because then that's your baseline, right? So if you have someone in the poverty level and they're already working 2 jobs, there's different sets of barriers that need to be removed versus someone that's at that same level and can't get into a job. We don't look at it that way, and we should. Particularly when we should, period. But millions of dollars should make it an obvious thing that that's how you look at it.